What's good, hoop heads? Your courtside analyst Tips and Streams is back in the game. On the slate today, breakdowns for the latest NBA matchups set to light up the hardwood. Before we tip off, make sure you slam that subscribe button on our YouTube channel to stay in the loop with all our predictions and top picks. So, let's get started. The first prediction is for the matchup between the Golden State Warriors and Detroit Pistons. The Golden State Warriors are coming into this game with a strong 5-2 record and are favored by 6 points against the struggling Detroit Pistons, who have a 2-5 record and are on a 4-game losing streak. Steph Curry, the Warriors' star player, is averaging an impressive 30.4 points per game and is expected to be a key factor in this matchup. On the other hand, the Pistons' top scorer, Cade Cunningham, will need to bring his A-game to give his team a fighting chance. Both teams are playing on the second consecutive night, which could potentially affect their performance. Fatigue could play a role, especially in the later stages of the game. However, the Warriors' overall performance and record suggest they have the upper hand in this matchup. The Pistons have been struggling defensively, giving up more than 115 points per game in their last 3 games. The Warriors, on the other hand, have been forcing a lot of turnovers on the road and have played well defensively, holding 3 of their last 5 opponents under 105 points. This could give the Warriors an edge in this game. Play Golden State Warriors minus 6.5. The next prediction is for the match between San Antonio Spurs and Indiana Pacers. The San Antonio Spurs are set to face off against the Indiana Pacers at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Spurs are looking to improve their away record, while the Pacers are aiming to fortify their home dominance. The Pacers have a slight edge in controlling the boards, with 42.2 rebounds per game compared to the Spurs' 40.6 rebounds per game. Both teams have shown defensive vulnerabilities, with the Pacers allowing a staggering 155 points to Boston, while the Spurs conceded 126 to Dallas earlier this season. With both teams leaning towards offensive play and considering their field goal percentages are relatively close and their three-point shooting also matching up closely, a high-scoring game is likely on the cards. The Spurs have enjoyed back-to-back road victories, with Keldon Johnson leading by example by landing 26 points and 3 assists in their previous game. However, the Spurs are allowing an average of 121.2 points per game, which is 27th in the NBA. On the other hand, the Pacers are scoring plenty of points, averaging 120.3 points per game, but are giving up far too many at 123.5 points per game. Taking all factors into consideration, the Pacers are positioned as the favorites to win this matchup due to their diversified offensive and slightly better rebounding. However, the Spurs should not be underestimated, as they have covered the spread in 4 of the last 6 games, but I'll take the Pacers to win and cover. Play Indiana Pacers minus 7.5. The next prediction is for the match between Dallas Mavericks and Orlando Magic. The Dallas Mavericks are set to clash with the Orlando Magic at the Amway Center. The Mavericks have had a strong start to the season with a 5-1 record, led by the dynamic duo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Doncic is leading the scoring with an impressive 33.8 points per game, shooting 50% overall and 44.6% from the three-point range. Irving is not far behind, contributing 20.3 points per game. On the other hand, the Magic have also had a promising start with a 4-2 record. Their key player, Franz Wagner, has been making waves in the first 2 weeks of the season. The Magic have also won back-to-back games entering Monday night. Both teams have shown offensive prowess, with the Mavericks outlasting the Hornets in a 124-118 home win, and the Magic blowing past the Lakers in a 120-101 home win. However, the Mavericks have been one of the form teams of the league, with 5 wins in their first 6 games. Taking all factors into consideration, I'll take the Magic as the favorite to win this matchup. Play Orlando Magic minus 1. The next prediction is for the match between the Washington Wizards and Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers are set to face off against the Washington Wizards. The 76ers have been on a roll, entering the court as double-digit favorites against the Wizards. The Wizards, on the other hand, have been struggling, with only one win this season against the Memphis Grizzlies. The 76ers have been performing well, with an undefeated record against the spread this season. They've also been successful in games where they've been chosen as the favorite, winning all 4 such games this season. The Wizards, however, have only won one of the 5 games where they were listed as the underdog. Looking at the head-to-head record, last season the 76ers and the Wizards played 4 times, with each team securing 2 wins. However, the Wizards have been struggling with their defense, allowing other teams to shoot 60.0% from the floor. Given the current form and performance of both teams, the prediction leans heavily towards a 76ers win. The 76ers winning streak, home court advantage, and the resolution of the James Harden saga are factors that promise another win. Play the Philadelphia 76ers minus 11.5. The next prediction is for the match between Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn Nets. Tonight's NBA matchup brings the Milwaukee Bucks against the Brooklyn Nets in what's expected to be an electrifying game. The season has been a bit uneven for both teams, with the Bucks showing some lapses in their defense, but demonstrating an ability to lock down the perimeter. This could come into play against a Nets team that excels from beyond the arc. The Bucks will be counting on their star players, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard, to drive the team forward, while the Nets will look to Ben Simmons to anchor their efforts, especially seeking their first home win of the season. While the Bucks have had a stronger record as favorites in terms of straight wins, the Nets have been more successful against the spread. It's shaping up to be a tight contest, with the Bucks potentially tightening up their defense and the Nets eager to prove themselves on their home court. The Brooklyn Nets have a solid chance to not just compete, but to beat the spread tonight. Play Brooklyn Nets plus 6. The next prediction is for the match between the Los Angeles Lakers and Miami Heat. Tonight's NBA showdown has the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Miami Heat in prime time. Following a tough game in Orlando, the Lakers are looking to bounce back, especially in their perimeter defense, which has been less than stellar this season. They'll need to step it up against a Heat team that can catch fire from the three-point line. While the Lakers have been allowing too many shots, the Heat are not without their struggles, notably in defending both field goals and threes. If the Lakers can keep it tight until the last quarter, they might be able to take advantage of the Heat's defensive gaps. Strong in the paint and frequently visiting the free throw line, the Lakers are well positioned to stay competitive. They're facing a Heat team that prefers a measured tempo, yet the Lakers are expected to challenge that with a faster pace tonight. Taking into account these dynamics, it seems likely that the Lakers could end their away game slump. The contest promises to be closely fought, but with their drive and prowess inside, the Lakers may just have the upper hand. The play tonight is on the Los Angeles Lakers, plus 1.5. The next prediction is for the match between Los Angeles Clippers and New York Knicks. In today's NBA action, the Los Angeles Clippers are gearing up to take on the New York Knicks at the iconic Madison Square Garden. The Clippers have been making a strong showing on the offensive end, with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard at the helm, each contributing significant points and rebounds to their team's efforts. Their scoring has been quite efficient, with the team's shooting percentage reflecting their offensive prowess. Meanwhile, the Knicks have been facing challenges, though their defense has been solid, and Jalen Brunson has been a beacon of hope, recently coming close to a remarkable scoring milestone. Despite the Knicks' less reliable offense, their grit on the defensive side could pose a challenge to the Clippers' scorers. The Clippers have been tallying up the points against their opponents, outscoring them significantly, and they're not shy about attacking and making shots from beyond the arc, leading the league in three-point shooting. Considering the overall momentum, the Clippers appear to have the upper hand in this encounter, with a stronger offensive record. Nonetheless, the Knicks are known for their resilience and could very well keep the game competitive. The play today leans towards the Los Angeles Clippers minus 1.5. The next prediction is for the match between Utah Jazz and Chicago Bulls. Tonight, the Utah Jazz face the Chicago Bulls at the United Center, and while both teams have had less than stellar starts to their season, Utah is positioned to cover the spread. Despite Utah's struggles on defense and a series of losses on the road, they're up against a Bulls team with one of the worst offensive outputs in the league and significant defensive issues. Chicago's poor shooting percentages at home suggest they'll have trouble scoring, while Utah's offense is robust enough to keep the game within a close margin. The Jazz have a habit of covering against Eastern Conference teams with losing records, and with the Bulls' own troubles in this area, including a string of games failing to cover the spread as home favorites after road losses, Utah comes out as the savvy pick. The Bulls are in turmoil, with internal meetings and trade rumors indicating a team in disarray. Meanwhile, Utah boasts the league's top rank in offensive rebounds, which could be pivotal in this matchup. Considering the Bulls' propensity for turnovers and Utah's potential to capitalize on offensive boards, it seems wise to lean towards the Jazz in this scenario. They have the stats and historical performance to back up the potential to not only cover but possibly upset the Bulls on their home court. Play Utah Jazz +4. The next prediction is for the match between Sacramento Kings and Houston Rockets. It's game time at the Toyota Center as the Sacramento Kings lace up to square off against the Houston Rockets this Monday evening. Both squads are sitting at 2-3, looking to claw their way up the standings. The Kings are itching to shake off the sting from their last showdown with the Rockets, where they got out-hustled and out-muscled, ending up on the wrong side of a 107-89 scoreboard. Despite missing their high-flyer De'Aaron Fox, the Kings are more than their last game's slump. They've got grit and are known to bounce back with some sharpshooting and board-crashing hustle. On the flip side, the Rockets are riding the wave of a fresh win and are keen to keep the engine running hot, looking to notch their third W in a row. The Kings might be down, but they're not out, and even without Fox, they're a scrappy bunch that can surprise you. The Rockets, with their 2-point edge, have got the home court and the momentum, but this game's got all the makings of a nail-biter. The over-under set at 218.5, and if both teams catch fire, we could see those numbers soar. Weighing up the odds, it's the Rockets who look set to blast off with the home crowd behind them, and the Kings reeling from injuries. But don't count out Sacramento. They've got the heart to make a game of it. So, will the Rockets keep their streak, or will the Kings rule the court? My money's on Houston to take it and cover, laying down the gauntlet on their home turf. Play Houston Rockets -1.5. The next prediction is for the match between Boston Celtics and Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight's face-off at the Target Center is set to be a sizzler as the Boston Celtics, riding high with a perfect season so far, aim to keep their win streak alive against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Celtics, with sights set on their first 6-0 opening since 2009, are bringing the heat with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown racking up points and owning the boards, while the Timberwolves are clawing their way back into contention, turning their den into a no-fly zone for opponents' scoring. The Celtics have been tearing through the league, lighting up the scoreboard like it's going out of style, and their record against the spread when facing the Timberwolves post-win is just as impressive. Yet, the Timberwolves have shown they can throw down the gauntlet, especially on their home turf, with a defense that's as stingy as they come. With the Celtics potentially without Derek White's 15.3 PPG firepower, they're looking to keep their offensive machine rolling against what's been an ironclad Timberwolves D. The pace is the name of the game here. Boston's been pushing the tempo, while Minnesota's been slowing it down, setting the stage for a classic offense versus defense showdown. The stats and past performances are painting a picture of a Celtics team that can't be ignored. But with the Timberwolves' defense locking down hard, it's shaping up to be more of a strategic battle than a scoring frenzy. Expect a duel where the defense could overshadow the offensive fireworks. I'm leaning towards a total point play under 227 for this basketball chess match. The next prediction is for the match between the Atlanta Hawks and Oklahoma City Thunder. The Atlanta Hawks are hunting for a victory at the Paycom Center against the Oklahoma City Thunder, aiming to keep their winning streak alive. The Hawks have been electric on offense, averaging 122.8 points, but their road games have been unpredictable, especially when favored. Despite Trae Young's impressive 21.7 points per game, Atlanta's defense tends to flicker on and off. Conversely, the Thunder, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 24.8 points leading the charge, are hungry for a win to tip their record into positive territory. They've shown resilience, especially after losses, and have a track record of stepping up against Eastern Conference teams. While the Hawks boast the league's best in limiting opponents' rebounds and excel at free throws, OKC's home performance is due for a boost. Considering the stats and the Hawks' shaky spread coverage on the road, the Thunder, with a 3.5-point cushion, are an enticing pick. Expect a clash where Atlanta's high-flying offense meets the tenacity of Oklahoma City's squad hungry to prove their mettle. Play Oklahoma City Thunder plus 3.5. The last prediction for today is for the match between New Orleans Pelicans and Denver Nuggets. On the hardwood of Ball Arena this Monday, the New Orleans Pelicans are squaring off against the Denver Nuggets in a battle of wills. The Pelicans, soaring from a strong season takeoff, seek to cement their status with a win, despite missing key players like C.J. McCollum. They've been impressive on the road, but face a towering challenge in the Nuggets' fortress, where Denver has been an unstoppable force. The Nuggets, stoking the flames of an almost flawless start, aim to stretch their home winning streak, even as Jamal Murray sits out with an injury. Nikola Jokic continues to be the cornerstone, piling up points and rebounds, and keeping Denver's engine humming with efficiency. While the Pelicans have shown they can duke it out even when odds are stacked against them, the Nuggets' home dominance and consistent cover of the spread against Western contenders make them the favorites. New Orleans' offensive gaps, widened by injuries, are likely to be exposed by Denver's robust defense. In this high-altitude clash, the Nuggets are poised to continue their ascent, likely covering the spread and solidifying their standing. The prediction here is to back the Nuggets to cover, as they have no sign of slowing down, especially in their own backyard. All right, hoopheads, that's the buzzer for today's predictions. Big thanks for rolling with us. If you're vibing with our picks, slam that subscribe button and get on board. Catch you on the court tomorrow. Peace.